Welcome to Mic'd Up Magic with Austin and Katelyn. You are listening to episode 6, our top 10 Animal Kingdom must-dos, where we will be discussing each of our top 10 things we like to do, eat, or see in Animal Kingdom. We hope you enjoy.
We are back in action.
Back in action. 2 weeks goes by fast. Two weeks goes by fast, if I'm honest.
Yes, it does.
All of a sudden, I'm like, okay, we're recording, and then like the weekend goes where we don't record, and then all of a sudden the next weekend sneaks up. So
we have just been very busy in general. So, like, I feel like every weekend we've had stuff going on.
Yeah,
like,
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
This has been I mean, this has technically been the first weekend we haven't really done anything, but even this weekend, I feel like we just had stuff to do. So goes by quick. Life flies by. But anyways, today we are tackling the top 10s of Animal Kingdom, like we said. I'm excited because this is my favorite park. So I'm excited to share all the favorite things that we have to do. Maybe introduce you guys to some new things to do in Animal Kingdom, because I know this is a lot of people's least favorite park. So I'm going to really try in this episode to show you guys why it's an awesome park.
Yep.
First things first, we'll get into some Disney news. We don't have a ton of news items to talk about today. I only have 2 points. Austin didn't bring any to the table today, so we only have 2 news points to get through.
Mm-hmm. What? We already discussed this.
What?
You already gave me crap for not.
I know. I just had
points.
to make sure the people knew that you were not providing the news that needed to be provided.
Wow.
All right, 2 news items. So, new shops were announced for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. I feel like every couple weeks they announce little bits and pieces, but they don't give us the opening dates. So,
yes.
The 2 new shops are Critter Co-op, which is in front of the ride before you actually go into the queue for, I was going to say Flight of Passage, for Tiana's Bayou Adventure. And then the next one is called Tiana's General Store, which is the exit gift shop. Right before or right after where you like see your ride photos. So I feel like they're probably not going to change much about the inside other than just like add in the characters that are in the ride. But it's nice because I really like that gift shop that's outside, not the one when you exit, but the one before you go in to
the queue.
Splash. Yeah, that's all I can think of right now, Splash. But that gift shop is nice. It's like a good size. I remember always like getting pins in there when I was a kid. Like I remember like going in there before, and they haven't had that spot open for a couple years now. Mm-hmm. So it'll be nice that they're actually utilizing the space again. Yep. So I'd be interested to see like what they're going to have, like if they're just going to have like Tiana specific merch there, or if they're going to like just have general merch. I don't know.
And then this is another point of news I'm gonna add.
Okay.
Which I thought that you had, to be honest, when you were talking about Tiana's, but they also announced all the rest of the characters.
Yes, they did. I don't
all the
have
critters.
Their names. Yeah.
So there is a bunch more critters they announced. We went through them the first batch last time. Yeah. But there is the last. I think they said this was the last batch of the remaining characters. So those have all been announced,
which is exciting.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is that the new Star Tours sequences have been introduced, I guess, into the parks. So these ones include now Ahsoka, people from The Mandalorian, and from Andor. So it's exciting. There's what was it? Brandon was telling me there's over 200 new sequences or 300, something crazy, because it's like there's 3 different like sections in the ride. So it's like your first person, the like area you go to, and then also like the conflict that happens basically. So there's like a whole bunch of different sequences you can get now. So that's exciting. We'll have to ride it a bunch on our next trip, unfortunately, because well, let's just hope that we get Ahsoka on the first one, because if we get Ahsoka, I'm happy. And then we will see, because that ride really does make me nauseous. So
yeah, I feel like I have to be like in the right space.
You have to have like freshly eaten, but like also have waited 30 minutes after you've eaten. Can't be too hot, can't be too grumpy. Like it has to be the perfect formula to go on that ride for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. And then I guess another news bit that I'll talk about quickly, in case you missed it, if you only are a podcast listener or watcher, we just had some like Disney fun at home in our area, where we went to a local pin trading event last weekend. I just did. Austin didn't get to go this time because he had some hockey playoffs, but I was there with our friends Brandon and Heidi from It's Always Sunny. We go to this. Normally it's twice. What?
It's laughing because It's Always Sunny or Sunny Times 2?
No, it is. It's Always Sunny. I just have to commit to it. It's one of the two anyways, so it doesn't really matter.
It's both.
Yeah. But no, it's something that we go to typically like twice a year. Now they're throwing in like a third event, but it's nice to just go pin trade, talk to some people that are like local to the area. A lot of you guys actually go to this event and come say hi to us, which is really, really fun. It's always a joy to see you guys. And we've started to like get to know certain people all the time. Like one girl, Rachel, she like, Rachel, she comes to see us. She wasn't at the last one. So I messaged her on Instagram and I said, we missed you at the Fin event. Yeah. Cause I'm like used to seeing certain people when we go. So anyway, that's the updates. So if you, my whole premise of that was if you didn't get to see that vlog, go check it out. Yes. It went up last Thursday if you're listening to this on Tuesday when the podcast goes out. But yeah, let's get into our top 10s for Animal Kingdom. So if you didn't listen last episode, we did top 10s of Magic Kingdom. So we went 10 to 1 being like the best of the best in our opinion. And again, like all of these things are like our top 10. So obviously we love every single one of these things. It's just that we're trying to rank them the best that we can. So don't think because something's in the 10 spot that it's not good, because it is. Yeah.
And I'm sure there are a few things that are not on your list that you still enjoy to do.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's start it off. Do you want to start it off, Austin, with number 10?
Sure. So my number 10 is the bird show in front of the tree. Is that yours too?
No, but this is on my like honorary mentions because I was like, I don't want to put it on 10 because we've only done it like once.
Well, but we've seen it multiple times.
Yeah, but the only time we've actually stood there was our last trip.
Like this is just so cool. Like if you get a good enough timing where you're walking by the tree, it's right at the front. So like when you walk in the parks, you kind of can go left or right, and then you come back and go across the bridge as like one path, and it's right in front of the Tree of Life. Yeah, they have like a person there, and they're from like the bird show. I guess like in the back. Is it the same people that do it?
I don't know if it's the same people that do the bird show in the back.
But anyways, it's the birds, and the birds just come flying like from behind the tree, and they come over, and they do like they have like perches, and they fly around and whatever. But it's so cool when you're walking by there and you just see and hear the birds just come flying in. It's like so magical, and it's just like such a cool, unique thing about Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, we got lucky on our last trip, and Heidi and I wanted to take some pictures in front of the Tree of Life, and it just so happened that it was at the time of the bird show, and like we have like the coolest pictures and videos of us like standing right there. Literally nobody's around us either, and we're like right at the front, and the birds like literally go right over our heads. Like it's so cool, but it's definitely fun. That's why it was on my honorable mention, was because I was like, it's something that I don't know if I would go out of my way to like find it to do it, but like if we're around at the time of it, I will stop and watch. So
I think I'm similar, but it's just like when I do see it, I'm like, wow, like this is so cool.
Yeah, that's true.
And like I would be kind of upset if we went through a whole trip and like didn't even get a glimpse.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair to say. Okay, my number 10 is the animal trails at Animal Kingdom. So this is something that we actually don't prioritize enough, and every time we come home, I am sad that we didn't do them, because it's one way to really extend your time at Animal Kingdom. It's also a way to just like slow down your day. Like all the other parks, I feel like it's really like go. You're like, we have to go to this ride, we have to go to this ride, we have to watch this show, we have to eat here, like go. But with Animal Kingdom, it's really important, I think, to slow down and just enjoy the park. And these animal trails are kind of tucked in and around corners. Like sometimes you can go your entire day and not even see them, which is why we go through times where we don't even go to them, because they're kind of out of the way. But it's nice to just walk through them. You get to see some of the animals. They don't feel like they're like in a zoo necessarily where there's like cages all around them. They feel like they're more in a habitat, which is, I guess, something that I'm sure Disney does to, try and help with the animal conservation and animal rights and all that kind of stuff. But The animal trails are really, really cool. There's Gorilla Falls, I can't pronounce it right, but the Jungle Trek, where you can see the tigers. They also have the otters that are like right in the front where the Tree of Life is. Mm-hmm. I might be missing some, but
there's like the monkeys.
Yeah, the monkeys are kind of when you're walking. They're like the most prominent ones where like you just see them when you're walking.
And then there's like those ones at the entrance. Those like those little.
Yeah, there's like it's called the Oasis is what it's called right when you walk into Animal Kingdom. And there's like birds and like,
but they really are scattered like all throughout the park.
Yeah, and that's the thing, like that's why Animal Kingdom doesn't feel like a zoo. A lot of people, which is funny to me, like when I hear people talk about Animal Kingdom, if they've never been, they're like, oh, is it just like a zoo? It's like, no, it's very much not just a zoo.
Yeah,
but yeah, that was my number 10.
That's a good one. I didn't have that one because we don't like ever do them.
Yeah,
so yeah. Okay, my number 9 is Navi River.
Okay,
number 9.
Okay,
I really enjoy this one time.
Yeah, once a trip.
Right? Like
yeah.
Like,
that's fair.
And the shaman has to be working.
Yeah.
Which I don't know how in the weeds we want to get on like specific rides as we go through the list of like, oh, it never works, or sometimes it works, or when it doesn't work. I don't know like how we want to kind of like factor that in.
I feel like you can mention it, but I always try and factor things based on if they're 100% working.
Yeah. So this is just one where like, again, it's really cool one time. It's like very like stunning to do, but you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
One
fair.
And done.
That's fair. I won't comment because mine's pretty soon.
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 9 is the Yak and Yeti quick service for breakfast. Very, very specific.
Yeah.
But so I feel like in general around Disney World, the breakfast options are very like standard, yeah. Like they're not few and far between because everywhere kind of has a breakfast, but they're all pretty standard. However, the breakfast sandwich and like tater tots, but they're not really tater tots. They're like these flat little potato crispy hash browns.
Deliciousness.
I don't know. They're freaking good. They're like seasoned a certain way and they're very good. So we prioritize this breakfast every time we go to Animal Kingdom. Like our last trip, we literally ate there every single day we went to Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And it is so good. I highly, highly, highly recommend you go there. It's the Yak and Yeti quick service. It's at the back of the park. It's right to the right of where the Yak and Yeti restaurant is. You just go to the right. There's a little like set of windows. Nobody's ever really there.
No.
You just go. There's seating right beside. It's all outside obviously, but there's still seating, and normally in the morning it's still like cool enough in Animal Kingdom you're not sweltering.
And the next best thing about this is there's Joffrey's right across the road.
Exactly. So if you're there together, if you're there like as a pair, or if you're with your family, one person can go get your Joffrey's, one person can get the breakfast. You meet up, you sit down, you eat, and it's amazing. So only gripe I have about it is that it is normally when we rope drop Avatar area, and then where this is it's like up and around, so it is a bit of a hike to get to if you're going that way. But the way that we do is we do Avatar, and then we go over to where Yak and Yeti is, and then we kind of backtrack, and then we go to Kilimanjaro Safari because Kilimanjaro Safari doesn't open right away. So that's kind of how we manage it. But Animal Kingdom again is one of those parks where it's like, because there's so many there's not so many things to do. You kind of just, it's okay if you're kind of just wandering to get to place to place.
You don't feel like you have to be very strategic, intentional with all of your movements. Some parks you're like, okay, we have to go here and then here and then here and then here, and it all has to flow nicely. Or like not that Animal Kingdom doesn't flow nicely, but if you do want to jump around a little bit, you're not like panicking that you're not going to get all the stuff done that you want to do.
Exactly. But yeah, I had to throw that in there. It's so basic, but it's like it really is delicious.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So my number 8 is the Yak and Yeti quick service breakfast.
Oh my gosh. And you know what my number 8 is? Navi River Journey.
Okay, there we go. That's hilarious.
That is funny. Okay, well, all the same points then.
Yeah, so there's not much more to say.
Yeah.
I think I put this above the Navi River just because
we do it more than once.
Yeah, we do it a lot more often.
Yeah.
And not that I would I would be a little bit sad if we didn't do Navi River, but like I wouldn't really care that much.
Yeah.
But I feel like this breakfast, it's like, well, what else are we gonna have for breakfast?
Yeah.
Like other than the Starbucks.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
which is like again tough. Basic.
Yeah. Like
and
it's
overpriced.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that's like the only reason I put the Yakima Yeti above. My bottom of my list, I was moving around a lot while I was trying to do it.
Mine was the exact same.
The top I was a little more set on, but the last like the bottom 5 I was kind of like flopping them around a lot.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, and I would just say like with the Navi River journey that I didn't touch on when Austin was talking about it, but I just feel like it's one of those ones where it's like a one and done for us at least, but I do think you should experience it because it is beautiful 100%. And it's very it's very, I don't know, it's very
mystical.
Yeah, and it's like almost I don't know if emotional is the right word to say for it, but it's just very like you really feel like you are a part of the Navi. And like, you know, when you go on Flight of Passage, it's more of this like industrial setting, that's kind of the premise of it. It's, you know, it's like they've overtaken the industrial whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the Navi River Journey one is really like, it feels like you are in this like other world and like you are one with the Navi, and it's like, it's really like, like it's emotional.
The shaman, like
the shaman looks like she could get up out of that boat and crawl up right beside you. Yeah. Like it is crazy how beautiful that animatronic is, and like her flow, and like she's even been working for over sounds, 6 years. Like she's been working for over 6 years, and she's still smooth and fluent, and like
I feel like it's almost like 10 years.
I don't know. I think it opened like maybe a couple years before we went there for our honeymoon, which was almost 6 years ago. So I feel like it's like 7 or 8. Yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I don't think it's been 10 years. Maybe it has.
I feel like it's been close to 10, if not 10.
I feel like they would have some type of like.
Probably. It's probably been 8. Probably been like 7 or 8, like you said. But either way, like it's every time you see it, you're like, wow, this is just incredible.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 7.
Number 7 for me is Flame Tree Barbecue.
Okay, nice, good.
Yeah. So this one, and we were in Brandon and Heidi's live with Brianna and Corey the other day, and they were talking a lot about Flame Tree.
Well, we were watching it. We weren't in it.
We were watching.
That's one you're talking about, right? Their food one.
Yeah. And they were talking about Flame Tree, and like Brianna made a good point, and even Heidi was agreeing that we really like Heidi. Like we are the same as Heidi. Like we only get like the pulled pork mac and cheese. Yeah. Like that's all we really get from there.
Yeah.
So I can't really comment on the rest of the menu.
Yeah.
And so I just didn't want to put it too high because I'm not sure if you don't want to get the pulled pork mac and cheese. Like, is it good? I don't know.
Yeah.
Pulled pork mac and cheese is good.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's worth it for everyone if that's not something that you would want.
Yeah.
And that's all we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, no, we've gotten the pulled pork sandwich before.
Oh, okay, the sandwich.
But I mean, it's kind of standard issue.
But I think the bun was really dry when we had it, if I remember correctly.
I can't remember that well. All I remember is I was sick as hell when we were like, eating it, so it was just food in my belly.
I don't know. As much as I like, so my point is, I love the pulled pork mac and cheese. Like I think it is very good, and that's something that we get like pretty regularly when we're there. But I just didn't want to put it too high because I don't know like the longevity of like, or the variety of how much it has to offer.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not on my list. It didn't make my list for me because normally when we go, I normally just pick off of your plate. I don't normally like actually eat there because like it's a little bit too heavy for me. I feel like in Animal Kingdom, but it is good.
But I agree with you. I
agree with you.
As much as me like talking down on it, like we do love the pulled pork mac and cheese, and like if you do, is that something that you do like I would recommend to go get it. But yeah. Anyways.
No, that's fair. I'm very intrigued to try 8 Spoon Cafe. After they were talking about that on the live, they said it's better than Flame Tree. Yeah. So I'm anticipating to try that.
Yeah, and then there was that other cart that Brianna was talking about.
Mr. Kamal's fries.
Yes.
Yeah. Lots of things to try in Animal Kingdom. I was gonna say I only really have 2 food items on my list for this, but I want to say Animal Kingdom does have the best food in Disney World, I think. So if you missed our food episode, go check that one out because that one we touch a lot more on like specifics of food options. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Don't think that because there's only 2 items on my list that there's not many things that I love to eat at Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
Okay, number 7, is that where we're on? Yeah, number 7 for me is Festival of the Lion King.
Nice.
Is that on your list?
No.
Really?
Mm-mm.
I am not a show person at all. Like, I don't, like, well, in my day-to-day life, I love musicals and I love shows. I'm a show tune girl. But at Disney World, normally I'm just like, I would rather just like go and do rides and stuff. Yeah. However, the Festival of the Lion King is a show that I do not think anybody should miss. It's incredible. It is Broadway standard on like a theme park. Like you're literally getting a Broadway show for free, essentially. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy that they've brought it back in full capacity of what it was before COVID. So before COVID, they had like everything, and then COVID happened. They closed it down for a really long time, and then when they brought it back, they only had like half of what it really was. But now they're back full swing. Everything's normal. Everything's back the same. And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful show. It's not too long. My only gripe with it is that the line for it is really long. Like you do have to line up pretty early to be able to get in there because it is limited seating in the like stadium or arena or whatever building, whatever they would call their like what it is. But it's beautiful. It's really nice. And if you enjoy The Lion King, you really will enjoy the show.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
number 6,
and my number 6 is Everest. I think you're gonna be kind of surprised with that. That Everest is so low.
Wow, yeah, but I am.
I really do like Everest, but for me, it's every time I think about Everest, it's like I really enjoy it that first time, but if we want to ride that again, like I can't do it.
We can ride it again. I just can't ride it back to back anymore.
Yeah,
I'm getting to an age where I can't ride that back to back.
Yeah, because a couple times we've gone and it's like been a really low wait and we'll ride it once and then it's like, oh, let's ride it again. Mm-hmm. Or like whoever we're with will be like, do you want to ride it again? And like, I just can't do it. I don't know what it is about the second time riding that. It just throws me off and
it just shakes your brain a little bit.
I don't know. That's kind of why. Like, okay. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a roller coaster. It's a good roller coaster. But
one thing about me is that I'll just say this and then we'll get to it because it is on my list, but it's much later.
Yeah.
I'm a nostalgia person through and through. So yeah. I think I have a different mindset on things in comparison to Austin because he like only has recently experienced Disney in the last 6 years, whereas like I've gotten like from when I was a kid. So not like I went all the time, but like I have memories from when I was 8. Like I was of an age that I can, remember things. So anyway, that's what I'll just say. I have a high nostalgia factor for a lot of things when it comes to Disney. So yeah.
Yep. No, fair.
My number 6, you're going to be like, is Kilimanjaro Safaris.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
But this is what I'm saying. This is still a number 6. That makes sense for you, like, though. It's still a number 6, though. Like, it is something that you have to do. We do it multiple times a trip. It, like, truly is amazing. Every single time you do it, it's different.
I thought you were going to say every time you do it, it's amazing. And I was going to say, not for you.
No, I'm saying it's different. My only thing is that, and I always talk about this, like, everything just pulls me out of a ride. Like, anytime there's like a guest that like makes a comment or does whatever, it's just like it really just pulls me out of a ride. So for me, like when we're on the safari and like they tell you right at the freaking beginning of this safari, like keep your kids sitting down, like watch your kids, don't call out animal noises to the animals, don't disrupt the animals. There's always somebody that does something that's literally what they told you at the beginning of the ride, do not do.
Yep.
So it really just pulls me out of it when like guests can't, like, you know what I mean? It's like when somebody else ruins something and it's like nobody can enjoy. Like it's like, this is why we can't have nice things type of deal.
Yep.
But again, the safari is amazing. I highly recommend going in the morning. Or if you're going at a time basically between, I would say like October to like February when it gets dark and Animal Kingdom's still open because like in the summer it's not as dark at night. But when it gets dark, go at like that last safari time where it's like almost dusk and it's amazing.
Yeah. But the one thing I will say, don't rely on park close
No.
Look at the safari, because the last safari is a different time than park close. So just don't make that mistake where you're like planning your whole day to go to the safari at the very end of the day. Like, just look at what time it closes.
And there are signs that say the last safari leaves at whatever. So, go 30 minutes to an hour before the last safari, because like you want to make sure you get through the line also. Like, they will cut off the line. Like, it's not one of the things where it's like, if you get in line at the time of the last safari, like it is like, any other ride in Disney World, you can get in line like if the park closes at 9, you can get in the line at 8:59 and they'll still let you ride it. Mm-hmm. They will not do that with the safari. They have to close it down because they have to pull the animals in. They have to do all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So anyway, but the last safari, like around the last safari of the day, really, really nice because, the animals have just been fed. They're like moving and grooving. It's a little bit cooler in the evenings. Yeah. But guaranteed, if you go in the morning, it's a great safari. So, yeah.
We got really lucky on our last trip with Brandon and Heidi with the elephants.
Oh, yeah. The elephants were like playing in the water. Oh, my gosh. It was stunning. We still have yet to see a lion roar, which I feel like is on a bucket list. But yeah, we've seen really cool experiences. Like, we've had the rhinos, like when the baby rhinos was like zooming around one time when
Crash.
we were there.
I think his name was Crash.
Yeah, his name was Crash. It's so cute. No, I think it was. I think it was Crash.
I think that's what you call a group of rhinos, a crash.
Yeah, it is, but I can't remember. Anyway, it was cool.
Yeah, he was like rolling around in the mud and stuff.
Yeah, it was cool nonetheless. So, all right, next up, number 5.
Number 5 is Rafiki's Planet Watch.
Me too. Nice. Good job.
Yeah, this is one of my all-time favorite things. I always talk about this. I put it at number 5, but I mean,
specifically though, like Animation Academy.
I mean, specifically Animation Academy, but also the whole thing, because like this is one. So it's beside.
Explain to people what. Yeah. Explain what Rafiki's is.
So it's beside the safari. And that's where you like enter to get to the train. So there's a train that takes you from the main area of Animal Kingdom, and you kind of get like a little backstage view of some of the animal buildings where they house the animals. So you go through there, and then there's just like this separate area called Rafiki's Planet Watch. There's a little trail when you get off of the train. You kind of just walk through. And then there is a petting zoo with like goats and what else is there? Goats.
There's goats, pigs. I think it's goats and pigs.
Like farm type animals that you can like it's like a petting zoo you can like interact with.
Yeah.
And then inside is actually where they have their one of their like veterinarian facilities. Mm-hmm. So if you go at certain times and you get like lucky enough, you'll be able to see them doing like exams on different animals or like minor procedures.
There's no guarantee either. Like, there's no way that you can check like a time to be like, oh, is there something going on today? It's literally just like if you go, like you get lucky or whatever.
Yeah.
But they also just have really cool like little spots where you can look at different reptiles too. They also have a lot of like informational type of spots there.
And then kind of the main event for at least us when you go over there is there's an animator's experience. So basically every 45 minutes, I think
it's 30. I think it's 30 minutes.
It's 30 or 45 minutes.
Yeah.
They run a drawing class with a Disney animator. So you get to go in and then they just give you like a piece of paper and a pencil, and then they have a projector and they just teach you how to draw a different Disney character. And you get to bring the souvenir home with you.
And normally it's an animal. If you went to Disney long time ago, they had the same experience in Hollywood Studios that you could do, but you could do like any Disney character. This specifically, obviously, because it's an Animal Kingdom, they normally just have just animals there.
Yeah.
But they do have on the board what animals they're doing at what time, so you can kind of
and this is just so much fun because, like we kind of were saying, Animal Kingdom isn't one of those run around parks where you need to be so intentional with all your movements and like trying to get everything done. Like, there is time. This is also something that is so good because Animal Kingdom, it gets so hot. Mm-hmm. And so if you're there in the middle of the day and you want to kill an hour, even 2 hours, this is a great way. Like, by the time you take the train over there and then you look at the animals and you go inside and you see, like, check out the vet thing, you do a drawing class, then you go back. Like, it really just kills that time where you don't really want to be outside anyways. And then you get that cool souvenir to take home. And it's just like I am not artistic in any sense, but like you can still bring home something that relatively looks like the characters that you're trying to draw.
No, they look amazing. It's incredible how well the like drawings turn out. It's awesome. And yeah, like if you're, if you have park tickets where you're not doing park hopper, if you're really trying to like elongate,
it's a no-doubter.
Yeah, if you're trying to elongate your time at Animal Kingdom and really get the most out of it, exactly what Austin said. Go there in the middle of the day. Go hang out there for like 1 to 2 hours, like if you want to. But like it's just like a cool experience. One, it is cool. It's air conditioned.
Yep.
But it's just like a nice, like it's just it's different. It's not something that you can do in any park. It's fun. We love to do it.
And it's not busy over there ever.
Yeah, like I'd be surprised, or I'd be curious to see what it's like in like, high crowd times.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, but I really feel like a lot of people don't know about this area, or a lot of people don't really prioritize it, again, because it is kind of a slower paced thing.
Yeah.
But
and like even when you're over by the safari, like at the entrance to it, there's like a big sign that says Rafiki's Planet Watch, but like if you don't know what's there, you're not gonna know. Like,
I think too, because you have to wait for a train. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I don't really care to wait for a train, so I'm just going to go. Yeah. But it's like, the trains don't take that long either also.
No.
But no, it's really fun. All the same points that Austin made. I kind of let Austin take the wheel on that one, because it is his like favorite thing to do. Trust me, I love it too. It's like literally one of my favorite things to do, but like Ozzy loves doing the Animation Academy. So yeah, I think this time when we go, like I really do want to do like a full day, because we're guilty of it where we leave in the middle of the day because we're like, oh, we've done everything, we're gonna leave. Yeah. But I really want to dedicate a full day to Animal Kingdom and do the thing where we go and we sit there for whatever, an hour.
We can do the walking trails, do that, right? Do like kind of all that stuff that we kind of always cheap out on.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I guess I'll just go to number 4 then, because that was whatever. Okay, so my number 4 is Satu'li Canteen.
Ooh.
Is that your number 4?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Is it on your list?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Satu'li Canteen. So Satu'li Canteen, in my opinion, is the best quick service that you can get at Disney World anywhere. Like any spot on Disney property, it is like the best quick service you can get. It is just like, I think I forget the way I said it in our food episode that like really was like, yeah, that makes the most sense. But it's like, it fills you without making you feel like heavy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's like, you can kind of get anything there that like what you're feeling. If you're feeling something light, you can get a salad. If you're feeling something a little bit more hearty, you can get, your base can be noodles, or it can be rice or whatever. But it really is just like a totally different type of food while still being something that's like everybody can enjoy there. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's really good. It's like it's so sad because it's like Animal Kingdom has so many food options and all of them are so good, but we prioritize Satu'li Canteen every single time, and like we just, because we know it's just so good and it's some of our favorite. Also, the value for it is amazing. I think it's like $13 for a bowl, and it's like you very easily could split a bowl, but you also very easily could just have a bowl to yourself. We normally split a bowl and we split the cheeseburger pods. But I'm also interested, again, when we go with your sister, like to see like the vegetarian option, because I bet you it's really good. Yeah
My number 4 is Dinosaur. This is definitely not on your list at all. I love Dinosaur.
Take it away.
It is so chaotic and it's just so crazy, and you're bumping around all over the place, and there's dinosaurs screaming at you and birds flying down on your head, and my
heart's getting stressed just thinking about it.
Yeah, but I adore this ride, and they're obviously changing it to whatever they're going to change it to. I hope it's Indiana Jones, because that would be really cool.
I don't know what they'll do with it. I guess it just depends on how they theme that area.
I hope they keep the same like ride,
I feel like they will.
Yeah, because I really do enjoy it, and
it's also cheaper for them to just retheme it than
tear it all down and rebuild it. But yeah, I love Dinosaur. You hate Dinosaur.
Yeah.
I will do it 10 times a trip if I could.
So funny, because as a kid I really did like, I liked it as a kid, but like the older I get, the more I just get stressed out when I'm on that ride. And I will do it once because I know that Austin likes it, and honestly I did it twice last time. Like I was like, yeah, I'll do it, but like I really feel like this next trip I'll maybe ride it. Well, no, I'll ride it once. But like if you and your sister want to do it like a couple times during the trip, I'll be like, I will happily go and pin trade around, or I'll go play the dino games or like something, you know?
Yeah.
But I'm not going to subject myself to doing that multiple times. Okay, number 3.
Yep.
Number 3 for me is pin trading.
Nice.
I said pin trading is going to be on every list of mine. In the last episode, I did say this. It just depends on where it is in the parks. But for me, Animal Kingdom is my favorite park to pin trade in. I think it is so fun. Like we said a million times, like Animal Kingdom is just that park where you slow down and you just enjoy the like beauty that Joe Rohde made this park. And pin trading is a great way to do that because it makes you slow down. It makes you kind of walk around, wander. You go in and out of your gift shops. You know, now that pin trading is back open to cast members, I'm really excited to see like, you know, what cast members are going to have these pins. It's going to make you go into more different stores more often. But yeah, pin trading around Animal Kingdom is probably some of the best pin trades also that I've been able to find. I don't know why. Agree. I don't know why Animal Kingdom. I think it's maybe because less like just like generic park guests are trading. It's more like if you're trading a pin, like if you're pin trading in Animal Kingdom, you might be just a little bit more of like a pin trader, so you have better pins.
That pin board in Pandora,
it's always good.
Us so many good pins.
Always good. The pin board in Pandora, yeah.
The little cart.
Yeah, it's just like a little stand. They have a big pin board. I don't know if they'll still have it now that all the cast members have pins, but
that place, we get some good pins from there.
Just in general. And then there's also like the little there's a little pin cart in Africa that just has pins.
Yep.
That one always has a good board. Yeah, it's just really fun. And again, anything that just like lets you slow down and just enjoy the park that you're in, pin trading is definitely a way to do that for sure.
Yep. My number 3 is Tule Canteen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. That's our favorite dining spot on all property, I think, like for quick service. 10 out of 10. Can't complain about it. The only thing, which we kind of said the same thing about the Yak and Yeti breakfast, it's kind of annoying where it is. Because we do go there first and then we leave and then we have to go back for lunch. Yeah, lunch or dinner. That's, you can't knock it down too much for that. Exactly. Yeah, like it's just like whatever it is what it is. And again, because Animal Kingdom is just one of those, like you don't really mind to wander, it's fine. Just get a genie for Flight of Passage later in the day and then you go back there and have lunch. A little lightning lane. Yeah. I was gonna say, did you know that Tule Canteen used to have breakfast? I don't know. When they first opened up, they had breakfast, and then it just like wasn't popular enough. But I'm like, why wouldn't it be popular? Because everyone's there in the morning. I know. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Special shout out to my favorite drink on property, the Rum Blossom. That is right outside Tule Canteen. As I say, it's not in Tule Canteen. Right outside. But we normally get it, and then we go inside and get lunch. Yep. All right, number 2 for me. Do we have the same number 2? No. Because you have a number 1. You have a wow. Because you've already said my number 2. My number 2 is Mount Everest. Mount Everest used to be my favorite thing in Animal Kingdom for the longest time, but like Austin said, as we've gotten older, I just can't do it as well as I used to. My dad and even my mom and I, when we went, actually when I was 16. Both the times I've been with my parents, like we would go on that ride like back to back. Like I think with my mom and I when we were 16, I honestly think we went on it 3 times in a row. Like because the wait time was just like 5 minutes. I know. And now that I think of it, I'm like, wow, I don't know if I could do that. But I really wonder, like, because when we've done it twice in a row, it has been right before we've gone to eat. So I wonder if we were to fill our bellies, wait 10 minutes, wait 30 minutes, and then go and did it. I wonder how we would feel. But I don't want to risk it because honestly, it really just throws off the rest of the day. Yeah, we've gone home multiple times. Like when we've ridden it twice, we were like, yeah, no, we can't. Like we'll try and stay and do like a couple more things, and then we're just like, you just feel shaken. You're just like, I'm not doing too hot. So I feel like I could do it multiple times in a day if it was broken up, though. Yeah, probably. Like if I did it right in the morning and then like maybe in the afternoon after lunch or something, I feel like I could. But yeah. Everest is fun though. I love Everest. And honestly, I feel like it still holds up. Like even from when it first opened, it's like one of those ones that's like kind of iconic. And like, even though Disco Yeti is simply a Disco Yeti, he doesn't actually move anymore.
he just, he's there.
Yep.
He's rocking.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my number 2.
Like the one thing about Everest that I do enjoy is the drop when you go like right in front of all the people that are right there. Oh yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah. I think that's like a fun little.
My favorite part of it is the first time you go backwards, when you go like up and then you kind of stop and then you go down. It literally feels like you do this. It feels like nobody listening can see, but I'll try and describe it. It feels like as you're going backwards, you're like coming at a steep decline backwards, and then all of a sudden it feels like you like just get pulled up to the heavens. Like it literally feels like you go upside down, but you don't.
Yeah.
But it feels like you do.
You up,
like the gravity, the G-force of the thing. It's just like, anyways, crazy.
Yep.
What's your number 2?
Flight of Passage.
What the heck is your number 1?
You know what my number 1 is. I haven't said it yet.
I quite do not know.
It was already on your list.
Okay, keep going.
Flight of Passage. It's just like amazing. Like it's just so cool, and every time you're just running there in the morning with every single other
You're
person.
Not running. You're not running in Disney.
You're speed walking as fast as you can to get over there in the morning, and the second you sit down on that chair and the screen opens up and you just see Pandora, like it's just so crazy how well they did it.
Yeah.
And you can feel like the Banshee like breathing in between your legs, like the lungs like expanding and contracting.
Yeah.
And like the smells when you're going through the water.
Yeah.
Like it is just crazy.
Yeah, I will say obviously my number 1 is Flight of Passage.
Yeah.
And I will say too, like it's again like with Na'vi, it's like it is emotional. Like like every time I ride that, I cry, not because of any reason specifically. I just feel like taken aback by it. I don't know. And it's so funny, but when Tim Tracker, if you obviously, I'm sure you all know who Tim Tracker is, but like I remember when they wrote it for the first time, when Jen specifically wrote it for the first time, she said like she just got so emotional writing it, and she's just said, she's like, not specifically, but she said, I just imagine that's what heaven is like. And like I don't know why, but ever since she has said that, I'm like, that just describes it so well. Like, whether you're religious or not, like that's like not trying to get into that at all, but just this idea of like just this beautiful place, and like it's just where it's like everything is pure and rich and beautiful, like that's just how it feels, and it feels so real. Like it's kind of crazy how real it feels when you're on the ride. And especially if like your first time, like if you're going on Flight of Passage, lean forward, like lean as far forward as you physically can without, feeling like you're going to fall off the front, but lean forward, look straight, try your best to just like not have anybody or anything in your peripherals. And like, it really is incredible. It feels like you are a part of this whole world. But it's beautiful. It's one of those things that Disney just did. And it was like, I just remember when they did it, it was like, wow, like how did they do that? And when it first opened up, it was a 300-minute wait for like years.
Yeah.
Like that is like, Disney has not, I mean, maybe they have been able to do that because of what's it called, like virtual queue. It really just brings that out. But like, at the time, for Disney to be able to have this ride have 3, and it's not like it's just at the beginning of the day, the entire day it would be 300-minute wait. Like that is just insane. And it held up for so long, like, and it still does hold up. It still is the one that if you're rope and dropping Animal Kingdom, that is where everybody's going. Like, that's where you're going. You're getting it done. It's incredible. And like the queue is beautiful. Like it is a huge, like, try to, going backstage magic type of deal here, but like it is a huge ride building. And like you just realize that as you're walking through this massive queue, you're like, yeah, this is humongous.
You're going up those ramps just forever and ever and ever.
You feel like I feel like you're probably climbing 10 stories. Is that dramatic?
Yeah, that's dramatic.
5 stories?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's huge.
Well,
when you're leaving,
how many sets do you go down?
When you're leaving, if you're on the top, you're climbing down 4. At least 4 sets.
I think 3 or 4.
And then to get down to the once you're outside, when you go down to the gift shop, that's another flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're probably like 5 stories up.
It's a massive attraction.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. It's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Highly recommend. It is not one of those overhyped rides. I do not think at all. Like,
no chance.
I think it's amazing.
That and Guardians are like 1A and 1B.
Yeah, 100%.
Completely different, but 1A and 1B.
Yeah, 100%.
But me saying that that's 1A and 1B, my number one at Animal Kingdom is the safari. I absolutely adore the safari. I just love it so much.
Yeah.
And I don't care if there's little children leaning outside of the cart, almost falling over, screaming and yelling at the animals. Couldn't care less. I am not there for them. I'm there to look at those animals and just see them roaming around. I just love it. Love it.
Yeah.
And even if, sometimes you don't get the greatest bus
safari
guide, but, you just roll with the punches and the animals are still there. Other times you get Gracie, and it's the best safari that you've had.
Yeah, truly. It's great. And we're not just saying that because Gracie's our friend. But like Gracie, we had a safari by her, and like we have had other safaris by people who really did do an amazing job. Like there are cast members out there. And at the end of the day, like cast members truly just make Disney what it is. Why am I getting emotional?
Uh-oh, here we go.
Here we go. It happens once every episode.
Yep.
No, cast members just like truly make your experience 100% what it is. So it's like I just get upset thinking about the people that they're going to Disney once in a lifetime. They go on the safari and they get Joe Schmo who doesn't give a crap about his job, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like I just feel like there truly are cast members out there. Shout out Gracie that do treat. I feel like their job, like every single bus ride they get, or safari ride they get, like it's like those people's first time and only time, and it's just like it makes the experience 100% what it is. Shout out cast members, you guys.
Shout out
rock.
Brandon. Shout out Gracie.
Yeah, and any other cast member that's listening.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
But I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, really, if I was being completely honest with myself, like Flight of Passage is a better attraction, like for sure. But I just love the safari. Yeah,
and it's a little bit nostalgia factor, like that's what it is. Like
I just love it.
It has a place in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, for sure. Well, those are our top 10 for Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Yep.
If you have any other top 10s that you feel like we didn't touch on, let us know in the comments if you're watching on YouTube, or send us a DM on Instagram at Mic'd Up Magic Podcast. Give us a review or a rating on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you enjoyed the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I didn't put Cali River. That was the other one that I had as like
Me as well.
like 11.
Yep.
Probably.
Yep.
It's just one of those ones we don't do it all the time.
Yep.
And you get wet, so you got to be in the mood, right?
Yeah,
like
you have to do it at a specific time.
But wanted to give a shout out to Cali River because
fair. Fair.
Big attraction that we didn't put on.
Nice.
But yeah, so leave us any feedback you have.
Yep.
On any of those wonderful sources of our social medias.
The only other ones that we have to mention here, if you are not following us both on Instagram, it is at Magically Katelyn and at Magically Aussie.
Yep.
And yeah.
We will be back in 2 weeks with, I'm assuming, another top 10.
No, it's not actually. We're taking a moment because if you have a little fast forward to 2 weeks, let me know what date is around when 2 weeks is going to be. So it might be something themed around that.
A special episode.
Yes. Anyway. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. We hope you enjoyed, and we will see you and talk to you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.